M PACT, Moving Parents and Children Together, is a dedicated programme for families who are living with parental alcohol or other drug misuse. Well, you don't have to drink alcohol or take other drugs to be affected by them. It is estimated that there's 270,000 children in Ireland who are living in families where there's alcohol or drug issues. And we established the M PACT programme to support those families. Families can access the M PACT programme through by referring themselves to the programme, but they can also impact it through some of the other services, whether it's TUSLA services or HSE addiction services. Families can be referred by those services to our programme. The key thing with it is that parents don't have to be sober or stop taking drugs. They just have to do that on the day of the programme. And that makes it much more accessible to families who are struggling with alcohol and other drugs. Because quite often, programmes require people to be sober or off drugs for a period of time before they attend the programme. We find that bringing families together without that impediment helps to get families into the programme quicker. It has a bigger benefit for children, but also the evidence says that the parents actually move towards treatment.
For every person with an addiction, that there's 4 other people in that family that's affected by that person's addiction. So that, I suppose that really sums it up, that it is a serious problem. And for children living in families where there is an addiction, that situations become known as hidden harm. And associated with that is often, for those families and particularly children, there's the issues of secrecy and shame. So the M PACT programme brings a number of families together for a programme, and they can see that they're not the only children who are living in this type of situation.
It really helped when we actually met other families who were going through the same thing. It opened my eyes a lot, and the most important thing in the programme was it really taught the kids there are other families out there going through the same thing. It taught the kids about addiction too, and made them less afraid of it, I suppose. You see it from their aspect. And
I was hoping I would make some friends. It was good to meet other families and just to be chatting. I like knowing that you're not alone and people show respect and they listen.
You would hear other people's stories, plus the fact like you would get a different view from the non-alcoholic. You know, which sometimes you do have to hear, you know, the impact it had on the children and, you know, the prospective partner, or, you know, and it opens your eyes. You're very selfish when you're drinking. You don't think of anybody else.
The programme is run over 10 weeks. Up to 6 to 8 families may attend the programme at one particular time, and this allows for families to talk openly, to work together, to understand the impact that alcohol and other drugs is having on their family, and they work with very skilled facilitators in terms of trying to find a way to improve family life.
Everything what they said, it was so easy, so simple, and we don't thinking about this. Small steps make huge difference. Like I said, communication. Nobody thinking about this, but communication is very important. Even if this is hard conversation, it must be done.
We try and introduce artwork which helps both the adults and particularly the children to tell their stories where they might find it difficult to talk about their experiences, but they can use the art as a form of communicating. And sometimes it's amazing what stories are revealed from the art that they produce. For the children, we ask them, have you spoken to your parents? Do you talk about the addiction? Because obviously it has had an impact on you. And they'll say no, that they're afraid to speak about it because they're hoping that things will stay good. And if they mention it, it might upset the parent and they may start drinking again or start taking drugs. And then if they do try and communicate when things are going bad, it's usually in a very poor way and it doesn't end up well. During some of the sessions, the children work separately with two trained facilitators. So it's probably the first opportunity that the children or young persons had to talk about the impact of their parents' addiction without them being present, and they feel safe to do that and they feel supported to do that. I think that's very important.
When I started M PACT, I was afraid of what if my mum did what she did before. Sometimes I would think, what did I do to deserve this? And I was no good. I was thinking, why me? How can I make this go away?
When the stories from the separate sessions are shared, it's the first time that parents have heard the impact of their addiction has had on their children. And it can be quite emotional, and it can be difficult for the parents to hear this. But it's also important that they do.
I was in a situation at the time, and towards the end it was crippling. And anybody that knows me knows that I live for my kids. It kind of left me in a very vulnerable state. There was awful domestic violence too. You know, it was just, I was there, but I wasn't there as the loving mother. I wasn't being the mother that I should have been. I just could not stop drinking. Alcoholism had taken over me, you know, and I was only 5 stone 1 pound. I was killing myself, just could not stop. Thankfully then we got into the M PACT Programme. We started this programme together, myself and my daughter. Now, it was quite hard to get my daughter to do anything like that. She didn't want to talk about alcoholism. She didn't want to talk about her experience. She wanted to just shut it out and pretend it never happened. So through this programme, I have to say it really brought the two of us together. It was very emotional. There was parts of it that was very, very emotional, but it was definitely worth it to just bring that little niche that was broken between the two of us together.
Different families get different results from the programme, but nearly every family, the one thing that they will say that has improved greatly for them is communication.
It's not only about addiction, about alcohol problem or drugs problem. No, they remind each family how to be close together, how to repair that relationship, how to exist like a family. Even simply before, I couldn't say I'm so sorry because I was angry on him, but when I start say sorry, it was easier next time, and he did the same. We learned how to communicate each other. It's very important.
And when communication improves, other aspects of their lives improve as well.
I bought a bigger kitchen table to enjoy the dinner time, so we can sit together, talking and spend the time together.
I was hoping we could have a normal family, and I wanted us to have happy days. But after the programme, now we can have more conversations.
One of the things we try and get across to them, like when they're talking about the way they communicate, is to attack the problem, not the person. You're not blaming the person directly, and you're saying like what you've done, how that has affected me.
I got advice about how to understand that it's a behavior, it's coming from the addiction, not from the person. So I shouldn't take all bad behavior like attacked on my person. So they show me how to cut off of that problem and enjoy my own life. So I try take care about myself, because when I am happy and when I am mental healthy, I can be good mother for my children, because they need mother. Mother is that person who keep the home, in good mode, in good condition.
Made me stop blaming myself, and nearly brought hope back to the family and showed us how to communicate.
Yeah, we find that they do go away and they come back and they tell us we've tried that. It's a work in progress, but we're working on it, and it has improved our communication.
The M PACT programme is for the parents and children aged between 8 and 17. And for the other children in the family, if there's children younger than 8 to 17, we provide childcare for those families while the families attend in the programme.
Initially there's 8 weekly sessions of approximately 2.5 hours, and then on the 9th week there's a review session with each of the families, and then approximately 3 months later there's a family reunion.
And during that reunion, it's an opportunity for families to meet up again and just to touch base with us in terms of how they're doing. Also, we were able to steer families at the end of the programme towards additional supports or additional services that they may need, and that's another opportunity just to check in on those as well. But it's a fun event. It's an event where it's joy and happiness and the families are together, and it's great to see the families communicating much better. They have their family plan and they're working through that.
Also on the M PACT programme, I accept myself, my situation, and I understand that I am not alone. I am not absolutely alone. So many people has the same problem. So I am proud of myself that I take that help and I try use that help in my own life.
It was just chatting to other families. It really kind of opened our minds to it, and how you can have good, honest conversation, and no one's judging you, and it can even be fun. It can, you can see where other people are coming from. It really helped improve family relations by like 1000%.
I got also a very good advice. This how to enjoy the life. That means not focus only on the person who is addicted, but also enjoy my life with the kids, because before M PACT programme I was just focused on the relationship between me and my partner. It was make me depression, so I couldn't be happy. Yes. And when you are sad, you couldn't be happy for your children, and you couldn't find that energy on, for example, playing with the children or go for walking.
You can see actually the families beginning to become much more comfortable, much more open and honest, but also actually much brighter and much more confident in themselves. You can actually see the change happening over the period of the programme, and it's just a wonderful thing to see.
Most of the people forgot about easy pleasure, like spend the time for a walk, for be in forest, for a play with kids, or even me and my partner, we try spend even half of hour together watching movie or eat the lovely dinner or talking about problems. This is all about family. So you see, that's really work. That's really work.
The impact was the best thing we did for myself and my daughter, and the people that we worked with us were absolutely amazing, and it definitely brought myself and my daughter together. Please seek help. Put your hand out and accept the help that's in front of you. There's loads of it there.
The 7 C's are: I didn't cause it, I can't control it, I can't cure it.
But I can take care of myself by communicating my feelings, making good choices and celebrating myself.
So the M PACT programme is delivered in Sligo, Leitrim and Donegal. And so if you're a parent or if you're a service provider that is concerned about a family or a partner, please contact us. This programme has proven to be very effective. It's proven to work really well, and it's really very enjoyed by families also.